They have been since the dawn in the age when Jesus lived. The sick are falling fast, our lives we're trying to grasp, and some wait too long to change. And naked we came from our mother's womb. Here naked we shall leave. The Lord gives, the Lord taketh away. In the name of the Lord we pray. Naked we came from our mother's womb. Here naked we shall leave. The Lord gives, the Lord taketh away. In the name of the Lord, oh, we pray. In the name of the Lord we pray. In the name of the Lord we pray.
Commander here on Me, Myself, and I. As you wait patiently for this magnificent show to begin, your orders are as followed. You must share this show. The more people know about Me, Myself, and I, the more we will be able to control the masses. Share this show with your friends. Share this show with your family. Share this show with your obnoxious, distasteful, repugnant, disgusting, cowardly enemies. Don't be a fool. Share this show immediately. We will conquer those likes and views. This is your duty. This is your allegiance. This is your show. Cobra!
I'm just glad he's paying me because Mike is just an...
Rolling.
What? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, it's time for your weekly Fix-A-Funny. Can I get another one of these? I'm going to need this. I'm about to do this shit. So I'm okay, I swallowed it. So grab a cocktail, take those pants off, and treat yourself to the sexy bald man that makes you tingle in your special place. Woo! I'm wrong! Got my mind on my money, my money on my mind, bitch! I'm house announcer Chet Jackson, and it's time for the Me, Myself, and I show with Mike Bettencourt! Are we done? Yes.
Me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Me, Myself, and I, episode 149. That's right, 149 episodes right here, right now. Me, myself, and I, right here. And we have an amazing guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's from Dry Bar Comedy. He has 2 Dry Bar Comedy specials. He tours all over the country. Very funny. The wonderful Mr. Heath Harmison is here. He's waiting in the green room. He's chilling right now. Is he smoking? Is he drinking? I don't know. But today is Thursday, which means it's Friday Eve. So happy Friday Eve to each and every one of you. And also the greatest holiday of all time. Are you ready? It's Happy April Fool's Day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, right now. Did anybody get fooled? Did anybody? Oh, April Fools. April Fools. Anybody get fooled yet? No, you should, because that's our holiday. As comedians, we love to see other people try to make people laugh for one day or do pranks, and they can't, and we just laugh at them. And that's what we do as comedians. Like, April Fools, you're not funny. Ooh, no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But I hope you have a wonderful April Fool's today. I can't believe it now. Easter Sunday is here too. You got Easter Sunday. You know, I think that's what it all lined up. Jesus, like, I'm not going to die. No. April Fools. I have risen. You thought I was going to do an anti-Jesus joke, huh? I saw most of you people right there. You're like, he's going to do an anti-Jesus joke on Easter Sunday. How dare you, Mike? No, I'm not. I felt the judgment. I saw the judgment. I can even almost hear the judgment through my ears when you're like, oh, he's going to say something bad about Jesus. No, not on Easter Sunday. And if you don't celebrate Easter Sunday, that's okay, because I just want you to chill, relax, and have a good time on Easter Sunday. Okay. And then, you know, whatever. Oh, what? Oh my God. We already got a comic. Mr. Drake Comic says, I like Easter because of the bikinis. I guess he was checking out the Lord in his loincloth. Checking out the bikinis. Lord Almighty. Anyways, so that was dumb, but it's okay. We're going to just keep rolling. I'm sorry, folks. I thought I had a lot more jokes, but I didn't, because you know what? I just got home. Okay. I'm a father. I just got home. My kid had softball practice, and then we had to order dinner, and then there was traffic, and everything was like, my veins were coming out of my neck. I'm like, I gotta think of something funny. I couldn't think. The only thing I could think of, it was a positive joke about Jesus and Easter. Excuse me for being a parent and not writing jokes down all the time. Okay, I gotta look at my kids. I gotta take care of them. But anyways, another comment. Mr. Elias says, it's me and Funny Bunny's anniversary is this Sunday. Oh, it is. Oh, the Funny Bunny. Folks, if you don't know who Funny Bunny is, he was supposed to be here today, but Dustin's back. I don't want to scare him too much. So speaking of coming back, here he is, the one, the only. It's time for Dustin's Thoughts. Dustin's Thoughts.
Seriously,
Dustin's Thoughts.
I honestly forgot that Easter was coming up. And then you brought it up, and then some psychopath brought up Funny Bunny at the same time, and suddenly I'm not too excited about Easter. Why do we have a holiday where we celebrate that big-eared sociopath? No, I'm not talking about Will Smith. I'm about freaking Funny Bunny. Guys, I wasn't here last week. I appreciate the people that messaged me and reached out and was wondering what was going on. I was on strike until Mike bought me a mask. I wasn't going to come back. And then Mike called my bluff and was like, the show's called Me, Myself, and I. Not Me, Myself, and I, and, sweaty, overweight Catholic kid. And I was like, nice play, Michael. Nice play. I'll come back. Please, can I come back? And he was like, all right, if you ask nicely. I got to say that this week has helped me appreciate what women go through. I didn't realize some of the things that I used to make fun of about women, I kind of experienced this week, and I feel bad. One thing that I used to always joke about, and I experienced this week, is I was eating. It's nicer weather, so it's barbecue. Oh, son of a bitch! Oh, come on! Dude, this is creepy.
Funny Bunny's clearing his throat.
God damn it.
Funny Bunny. Dusty.
What? Hey.
Are you ready for Easter?
Yeah. No.
You're
glad.
not ready for Easter. What are you ready for?
I'm ready for it to be over. No offense. But
you know what? Funny Bunny doesn't like Easter either.
Funny
Bunny doesn't know why people think that Funny Bunny loves Easter. Funny Bunny hates Easter.
Like you're gonna skip it.
Oh yeah, Funny Bunny doesn't do Easter. Is that something we can finally agree on? Can we get on with the show, please?
Yeah, no, definitely. If you want to leave, I'm like.
Before we bring up Heath Harmison, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play one of his videos, and then Heath will be up on the show, and then Dustin will not be freaking out because, what's the name? Go ahead. What's the name that you see before you?
Funny Bunny.
Say it again.
Funny Bunny.
Like you mean it.
Funny Bunny.
All right. Well, Funny Bunny will see you this Easter. Dusty. Are you ready?
It's okay. I got my son. He's being 4. He's 10 now. We started getting him into the sport, when he's about 6. The sports has been doing that since bulking up. Right? 6 years old. Who remembers playing sports when they were a kid? T-ball, soccer, round of applause. You guys remember that stuff? Yeah. Here's the thing. Now that I have kids in the sports and doing this stuff, I've noticed something. Sports, they for kids. They've changed since I played. See, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, right? And sports, we just did things differently. It was just different. I mean, we did crazy stuff in the 80s, you guys. Yeah, we kept score, which is completely unheard of now, right? Because you don't want to hurt the kids' feelings if they lose, right? Because everyone's a winner, right, guys? That's real life, isn't it? No, I've been to Walmart. We're not all winners out there, guys. All right? We're not all winners. All I'm saying is we need to teach our kids what it feels like to lose so they know what it feels like to win and work for it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. And get after a little bit. But I'm not going to get on a whole pedestal about this issue because we got bigger problems with kids' sports. The treats. You guys remember the treat parent at the end of the game? Yeah. The treats. In the 80s, we got awesome treats, man. We got like Mountain Dew or Surge. You guys remember Surge? Yeah, it wasn't Surge, it was Jolt Cola, 5 times the caffeine, right? You get that stuff, your kid would be like, wow, wow, wow. Mow the lawn, drive the car, clean it. It's nuts, man. You got some sort of cupcake with it, nothing healthy. It was great, those were the treats. But you can't get away with treats like that now, can you? something magically in the last few years called gluten came out, ruined everything. Gluten issues? Are you kidding me? We didn't have gluten issues in the 80s. We just dealt with the diarrhea. You know what I mean? We just dealt with it. Got a little tummy ache or scrape on your knee, your daddy or grandpa will be like, rub some dirt in it, eat the dirt. You guys remember the dirt mentality? Yeah, those were good times. Dirt fixed everything in the 80s. Right? Be sitting there with a broken leg just dangling there, right? Just dangling. Your grandpa will be coming to put some dirt in it and walk it off. That's how it works. Yeah. But you can't even say the dirt thing anymore because it'd have to be organic dirt. Right? Get it for $100 at Whole Foods, right? Stupid. But here's the thing, when you're a kid, you play the sport, you eat your treat, you take your nap, and that's your day, right? That's all you know. You don't see the crappy side of kids' sports, which is what your parents had to deal with, which was dealing with the other parents. Right? Here's the thing, most of the parents are pretty cool, except for that one. Her name's Meredith, right? She's the worst, right? Did I change her name for this joke? No, I did not. I want her to know, right? She's the worst, right? This is the lady that brings water and celery for a treat, okay? Water's not a treat, right? Celery sucks. Yeah, you can't even put peanut butter on it because there's a nut allergy kid on the team. Peanut allergy? Oh my gosh, man. Peanut allergy, it's a real thing. I get it. But what is happening? We didn't have that in the 80s. Right? Listen, it's not the zombie apocalypse that's going to kill us, guys. It's the peanut allergy. Right? Yeah, for sure. But the point is, Meredith's the worst, okay? But I'm going to be the hero because I'm the treat parent after Meredith. Yeah. I didn't go crazy, guys. I got Gatorade, right? I got the red and blue kind because they're the best. Yellow sucks because when you're a kid, it might be pee. You don't know. The yellow never even made it into the cooler to get cold in the 80s. You guys stayed warm in the sun to get warm like pee, all right? So if you're that last kid stuck with the yellow Gatorade, you stayed parched for the rest of the day. You weren't risking it. Yeah. So I'm not doing that to these kids. I got the red and blue kind, and then I got cupcakes. I don't give a crap. That's right. I got the Hostess cupcakes, a little swirly on top with the creamy filling in the middle. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Best kind of cupcake. Hero. Yeah. So I go to the game. We win because we're winners. Kept score in my own head. Right? 'Cause that's what we do as parents. We keep score. We do. We care. We care. Yeah. Except for I'm the parent that voices that we won. Made a winner flag out of our bed sheets at home. My wife's still mad. Right? I'm sitting there, I pull that baby out, I'm like, whoa! We won! Woo! Right? And Meredith's like, we don't keep score here, Heath. I'm like, shut up, Meredith! Woo! Right? I'm excited. The kids are excited, right? They're like, where's the treat parent? I'm like, guys, I'm over here. They come over. They get their Gatorade, they get their cupcakes, they're jacked up on sugar, running all over the place, right? They carry me on their shoulders, 6-year-olds. Carry me on their shoulders, it's beautiful. It was like reverse Rudy, it was awesome. Yeah, they're chanting my name, they're like, Mr. Harmison, Mr. Harmison's beautiful, I'm crying, right? And then that witch, Meredith, ruined everything. Yeah, she goes up to me, she's like, Heath, I'm sorry, Mr. Harmison. Apparently you didn't get the memo. Okay, we have gluten issues on this team, mister. Okay, and my son Timmy has a peanut allergy. He eats a peanut, he will die. I'm like, well, Meredith, your son scored a goal for the other team. I'd be doing this team a favor.
Oh, you're here. Might as well stay here with us, Dustin. How you doing, buddy? Hello? Technical difficulty. Hello?
Hello?
There we go. All right, I'm going to bring him up.
Okay, he has the best screamy voice. I love
He does, right?
Voice. It's so good.
Meredith! There you go. I'm going to do an impression of Heath Harmison. All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen him on Dry Bar. He is toured nationwide. He is a good friend of mine, and he's here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Heath Harmison!
No, you shut up. You gotta get out. Hey, how's it going, man? I had to kick my kids out. It's fine.
I was hoping to see some blood or something like that.
No. It went all dad mode.
I saw that. It was the dad mode. Get out.
You've been there. You were there right before this. You had the veins popping out of the neck. I heard it.
We have the dad mode.
Yeah.
You know, it's so hard with dad mode when you got to juggle time with everything.
Yeah.
And then if someone slows down, you're like, "Ugh," that's when the veins pop out.
Yep.
Hello?
It's really bad when you giggle when you get upset. Can you hear me?
I missed that whole joke, dude. You're like this. Huh?
Oh man.
And then you just said the punchline, right?
Okay,
Doesn't you see it?
I did. At first, I thought he was doing a bit. I was like, he went
I
frozen.
thought so too.
I was like, he's bidding us right now.
Dude, he's like this.
Like he's frozen.
And his facial expressions were he's like,
Was perfect. Just
I was like, where's the punchline at this?
it
dude?
looked like in Spider-Man 2 when the raindrops are falling
Oh,
on
yeah.
my head. It was like,
Do we have you? Are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Now, if it gets problematic, I'm gonna have to try and go to a different spot because the internet sucks.
You want to do that now? Because I know it's
You know what? I'm doing it.
okay. He's
getting
moving.
the tour.
Let's do the tour. Yeah, let's do play-by-play tour, Dustin.
Yeah.
Ready? Oh, now we're just staring at.
Oh, now it went Blair Witch. Oh wait, he turned the light on.
No, Dustin. No, he is walking in this. Which way is he going? He's going left. No, he's going right.
Lifetimes of the dads and
It's
families.
dark. You have a nice house, man.
Whoa, is that a pirate wheel?
This is yeah, that's a thing.
Nice.
I'm
You got better internet right next to the vent? Is that a vent or a wall?
that if it doesn't work here, this is gonna be terrible.
Can you go in front of the wheel? Can you go in front of the pirate's wheel?
Can I go in front? You want me to go in front of the Pirates wheel?
Yeah.
And our schedule? Okay.
And your schedule. Don't forget trash night.
Don't forget.
Trash night. Who's cleaning the kitchen?
Yeah, you
Let
guys
me
can look at all the
steal your shit,
activities.
Oh,
That's
cool! His
awesome.
social security number.
And it's got a compass too. Drake
great.
promises love trash night.
Hey, if you guys want to really look at it,
Let's see what's
23rd.
the schedule.
that's Heath's B day. That's my B day.
Hey, nice.
That's
Happy
this
B-Day,
month.
brother.
So it'll be
No trash night on that night.
What are
Not
you going
for
to be
me.
turning?
I will be 38.
38.
38. Nice,
Not
dude.
bad, man. You don't look a day over like 36. So
Well,
38's good, dude.
I'm telling you right now, my body feels like it's like 67. That's the Harmison genes.
Well,
You're very old genes.
I've seen you perform live, and you're very, very physical from beginning to end. So I'm sure that wears out.
cardio.
Didn't you say you had that one bit about why don't you talk about the wheelchair and what happened to you when you were doing
Oh
that
my
wheelchair
gosh. The wheelchair bit. I can't even physically do it anymore, man. I hurt my neck, my brain. Imagine your brain going 1,000 times. And I think I gave myself one of those concussions that they get in the NFL.
You gave yourself shaken baby syndrome.
Yeah.
Dude, watch. I found it. Watch how physical this is, Dustin. I saw this years ago before. When did I first?
Well, and
met?
if this is the dry bar, that's actually even still tame in comparison to how fast I would.
Okay, I'll show him how tame it is, and then I'm sure he can figure that out from there. But this is tame because like what Heath did or Heath does live is just absolutely hysterical but dangerous at the same time. Let's just get to the bit where he's wheeling. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, I watched. I love this screenshot.
Yeah, if you didn't know I wasn't doing a wheelchair, it would be really hard.
right.
It looks so bad. It looks like Pornhub.
It does. Now it's in translation Pornhub.
Yeah.
But dude, your hair.
Oh
your
my
neck,
gosh.
No, but it goes faster than that, dude.
Yeah, that.
And then e-brake.
And you were doing that every night too.
Every-
I
Look
assume
at your
that's
hair,
a popular
dude.
bit.
This was my closer for a long time, and yeah, and
I don't want to
true. It's a true story, and when this one went viral, I got for one, a lot of people gave me a lot of crap for it because you
Why?
don't make fun of people in wheelchairs. That's what people were saying. But it's like I wasn't even making fun of people in wheelchair. The guy was the hero in the story, and it was a true story. So I acted it out. Big deal. And honestly, every time I saw a person in a wheelchair at a show, I was like, I'm doing the bit. I'm doing it because they love
you have
it
to
every time. It humanizes them. They feel like they feel like everyone else. You know what I mean? And I know that.
Well, they probably don't feel like they're part of the show very often. Like unless it's like a really unless there's that inappropriate person that like points them out in not a clever or funny way.
Right.
And so like your bit is probably one of the more positive interactions they have at a comedy show.
Yeah, it's actually like I said, they're
that
the hero
bit doesn't
of the
need
story.
a ramp to get on board.
That's why they appreciate it.
God damn it, Mike.
I was waiting for the right moment.
He was just like, I have it.
I have
it.
You can see it in his face. He was like,
yeah.
Guys, just shut up. I want to say this.
Thank God Dustin didn't interrupt on the punchline or anything.
I wish he would have froze like he.
So this guy I know. So anyways, I got all this crap, but then this guy, the guy that's actually in the story, the guy reaches out to me and he said he saw my joke and that it went viral. So he private messaged me on Facebook actually, and he's like, "Dude, it is just so crazy." And he sent me the news story on the whole thing and what happened. And
oh wow!
So, I got to talk to him and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I want to come. He lives in Texas, and I was like, I want to come out there and perform, and I will do the joke. Like,
how cool!
Yeah. So he was so appreciative of it. He was so flattered by the whole thing. And so it's like,
so why are other people upset about that if the original person loves it?
Because I guess they don't know until I told them. Like, because they say don't read the comments, right? Well,
yeah, but it's impossible nowadays.
It's hard not to, though, especially if it's
viral. It is hard not
first
to.
Viral video. And
it was the first time I've had millions of views on videos and things like that. Right. So and now I get it all the time. So.
Yeah, now it's nothing.
Well, that's why I have you on here. That's why we have you here, so we can get some of those millions into tens on my show.
Heath, we see the ship wheel behind you. We know you're doing very well.
Right?
You don't need to tell us.
He's got boat shoes. He's got the hat.
I'm the captain of my house.
Captain of your domain.
So I have a question, Heath. Like, did you find once you started blowing up with stuff like Dry Bar that you kind of you had to deal, like, along with the success and the viral kind of notoriety, do you feel like more idiots came out of the woodwork being like, you're making fun of this, or really picked apart your set because more eyes?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, the one that you showed at first, the Meredith one, right? I got so many people giving me crap about because I don't even know
Meredith.
I don't know if it showed. Yeah, I said the peanut allergy, didn't I? Did I say that?
Yeah, which was great.
Yeah. So that's what I got a bunch of crap for. And I even say in the set, like, yeah, it's real and whatever. I actually even say it different now because my son, he has the peanut allergy, which I wish we would have said in the special, but my son has the peanut allergy, and I was like, but now I say it. We actually give our son a peanut every once in a while. Every once in a while, just let him know who's boss. Like, take out the trash like your mom.
Oh, you're breaking.
I'll give you the EpiPen. You don't have a lot of time. Move it.
Heath?
So.
Oh, he's breaking.
I could hear him the whole time.
I'm kidding.
The whole time?
I could hear you breathing.
Yeah. Oh, you were free. Damn it. I was like, oh, now he's frozen like this, and he was biting us. Damn it.
Gotcha.
He's all over the place. I don't know what he's doing.
Hold on real quick. Brian Harlan says, my oldest was in a wheelchair, and I used to let him go in the middle of the parking lot and chase him after yelling to get back here and stop running off. And people would just freak out about it. And he would be laughing and enjoying. Now, just let you know, he has no control of his chair because he couldn't use any type of hand controls. I think that's a lie. Anyways, back to Heath.
I love that. Like, this guy was like, it's okay to make fun of him. You're like, you're a liar.
I was like,
you're a liar.
Yeah, you're just a liar.
Mike's not messing around. He's just like,
Yeah,
Let's go back to
liar.
Heath. So, Heath, how long did it take you to prepare yourself? Like, what happened before Dry Bar? When did you get the news? What happened when you hit it? And then, what did you do to prepare for that first special?
for Dry Bar?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been preparing my whole life for Dry
The
Bar.
whole life. You're going for that one?
Yeah.
You're going for that?
No, I've been, I've always
I
been kind of a
steer this ship
cleaner.
in the right direction.
I've always been a cleaner comic anyway. So I didn't have to like figure out how to be clean for the special. You know what I mean? I just did what I do. And in my shows, like when I'm in a club, I'll say, ass, and, I'll swear every once in a while. Now I'm a lot dirtier now. But I'm just kidding. I'm not that dirty. But to prepare for the Dry Bar, it was just more like because a lot of people don't know this. I was the first guy to do Dry Bar.
You were the very first?
Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
I was the guinea pig. So I was a guinea pig on the whole thing. So they didn't know what was going to happen with it. They didn't know how it was going to blow up like it did. So, so it was just like, I didn't know really. All I knew is that I was getting a 5-camera shoot, and it was going to be a great audience and a great stage, great setup. I didn't know what it was going to do as far as views go, but yeah, it ended up really panning out real nice.
And you know what? I gotta compliment you on, and I don't compliment a lot of people because I'm Catholic, but I gotta say that what's great about your, like, I wouldn't consider you a clean comic because you, like, for me, like, clean comics, like Brian Regan, I think of as a clean comic because I kind of feel like some of the bits with Brian Regan, you can see him purposely steering it clean. Like you kind of get the feeling like he's not telling the whole story sometimes, at least me personally. With you, I don't feel like I'm listening to something that you're presenting to us in like a clean way. It's just like your personality.
It's not force fed.
Exactly. It's just Heath.
It can have an edge to it, and you can go darker with it, but it's not like, hey guys, this is my clean bit. Let's talk about pencils. What's great about your clean, what's great about your clean bit is you have attitude behind it. You have anger, you have frustration, you have all those elements to make it real. But like, hey guys, let's talk about this. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You're not like that.
I try not to be a dancing clown up there, but I really, I've always wanted to stay true to myself, and honestly, I just tell true like stories about myself, or the wheelchair bit even was like that was just something I was just sitting I was actually in my truck driving, and I heard on the radio about this guy who saved a little girl from being kidnapped, and he was in a wheelchair and tackled a guy. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's insane. And then I looked it up and saw the news story. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is true. So I'm like, now I am thinking, they said that he tackled the guy. How did that happen? Like, how would that, in my brain, how would that have happened? Well,
what you created.
Fly through the air, it's creating it, painting. That's the one thing that I've been told about how I do stand-up is that people say, you sell the shit out of your jokes.
It's all through your filter and your point of view, like the way you see things. And that's why it all feels like there's probably people in the audience that for whatever reason read the actual story on the internet, but they're not getting
somebody actually posted it, the story on the comment thread, which was nice. That was like thousands of.
That's awesome.
So finally somebody posted the story. It was like, this is the actual story of the guy. So anyway.
So when did Dry Bar when did everything start happening for you after Dry Bar?
I mean,
was it immediately?
Like, I would say after my special came out, really when I was going out on the road and stuff, I was getting recognized, and it was kind of, which is weird, because I did a lot of cruise ships. during that time. And I'd go on cruise ships, and there'd be people from Australia, people from like a lot of people out of Texas and just certain markets. I would get recognized on every cruise, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, you're the dry bar guy!" And I hope you tell that Meredith bit, or whatever.
Nice.
So
That's so cool.
I mean, it was kind of surreal for me. But really, Dry Bar did a lot as far as corporate goes, like really blew open the corporate work for me.
That's great.
I've always done some corporate anyway, but Dry Bar really opened up that door a lot, because people look at Dry Bar comics and they see, okay, this guy can be clean and he's not going to come in and tell dick jokes at my, Christmas party that I'm doing with the mix of all different kinds of people.
Yeah, with HR right there too, and everybody's gonna get all sensitive and stuff.
Oh, he's gonna go into dad mode. Did you see?
I saw that face. Yeah, I saw him turn the ship. I saw him.
Oh,
man overboard! Man overboard! Save yourself.
Try
Dad's
me.
on.
Try me.
I love that Heath is so animated.
You've seen Dark Knight. What?
Yeah, Heath moves around so much that he's just constantly in some form of CrossFit.
Right.
It's true, which I shouldn't have as much of a pear-shaped body as I do.
So how long were you doing improv before stand-up, or you did improv and stand-up at the same time? I did
stand-up first, but it was only like a year before I started doing improv. So I've been doing improv about 14 years, been doing stand-up 15.
So they just coexist, and it's a part of you. Both
yeah, it's kind of like some people say like improv doesn't help stand-up or vice versa. I think they help each other. I would even consider myself kind of a hybrid of the two when I'm up there on stage. Just being a storyteller in general.
Right.
And then improv, I mean, you talk about having hecklers, being able to deal with that on the spot and quick wit and just dealing in the moment. I mean, improv, of course, is going to help with that.
Right.
So I don't know. I think any comic could benefit. Any stand-up.
Why is there a rivalry between improv and stand-up? Why is there a division?
I think it's more the stand-ups, though. The stand-up, like stand-ups get so like, oh, this is ours, and that improv stuff is stupid, and improvisers like, hey, we're just trying to be over here too, doing.
Yeah,
we just want some of the laughter.
Come on, we just want to make some laughs, I want to do a little song and a little ditty here, like improvisers are, they're like the true artist, because they don't make any money at all.
Like, right. They literally have to love what
zero.
Dude, they pay to do improv. And
I know.
I had a buddy of mine, actually went into a partnership with them for a little while, and he had been doing improv when I met him for at least 10 years. Okay. We performed at the Fringe Festival together in Scotland. Like, we did some stuff. When our first paid gig together, he comes to me, he's like, this is the first time I've been paid to do improv. I'm like,
oh my God.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this guy's done, he performed with the Groundlings, Upright Citizens Brigade, like legit.
Oh, wow.
Theater.
How come the improv game doesn't have money? Like, with stand-up you can get quick cash, but with
is it
improv,
maybe not
nothing.
easily as bookable as stand-up comedy?
You know what? I've done improv corporate gigs that go super well, and improv at like a Christmas party for a company over stand-up any day. And I think the thing is with improv, generally an improv troupe comes with either somewhere between 4 and 6 people. So you have to spread, if you do get paid, you're splitting that 4, 6 ways. You're not going to make any money, even if it's a decent paying corporate gig,
Right.
So what I did when I went into partnership with this friend of mine, I just said, let's just create this 2-man show so that we could do, and really try and make some actual money at this. And so this was before, this like 4 months later, we're in Scotland performing in the Fringe. We went to Spain, performed in Spain.
Oh, nice. What part of Spain?
It was called Altea, Spain.
Okay.
It wasn't the Vegas.
Now, how do crowds play differently? Like improv has got I know comedy plays different in different, in different countries and even different coasts. But what I can't even imagine improv. Is it more universal, less universal?
I think it's more universal only because you can decide to do more physicality and bring the story out more in your physical humor than what you're saying. So in Spain, we had to do that because they didn't speak very good English, right? Mm-hmm. In Scotland, they speak English, but accents and all that kind of stuff and different terms and all that.
That's the truth. When people don't understand the language, for a comedian to be animated, that's how you communicate.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at just that physical, like you look at what am I? Three Stooges, back.
Yeah, or you think of Jim Carrey. Like Jim Carrey is like a worldwide superstar, and there are people that probably only know him. They probably don't even know his real voice. They probably only know a voiceover voice, but his face is such a rubber face.
Right.
Yeah, and the physicality that he brings. I mean, the guy's a contortionist, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
So what did you learn from from improv?
Like to help me with stand-up or just in general?
Both.
Well, in improv, you learn a lot about communication. And because really what improv is about is relationships. So you will see a lot about yourself and how you communicate with other people when you start improv and whether or not you can even make a scene move or not because you don't know how to react or listen because you're learning all these skills, listening, accepting, making other people look good, because in stand-up, it's very selfish, right? Because we're up there by ourselves and we are the ones getting that laugh instead of trying to set someone else up. I know, right?
It's so good for our ego. God, it's so good. I crushed it. Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Follow
well, it seems a lot like it would be like I was a theater major, and it seems like it would be a lot like acting, where it's like a lot of it's reacting and like the yes and thing I remember from improv class. Yeah. And there's a lot of things you have to juggle. It's not like comedy where it's, the spotlight's on me and it's about making me the spotlight. You have to make yourself and the three other people and the characters they've made up stand out.
Well, there's something in improv called a mind melt where all the performers on stage just have this moment where everything clicks. Like all the setup scenes you had done prior and what we would call in stand-up a callback, right? When you do that callback at the end from a joke you did 25 minutes ago and the crowd's just like, what? That was awesome, So like when you're taking elements of these different stories and bringing them in and connecting those stories together, it feels so good.
Do you want to work on some improv right now?
Do I want to work on some?
Yeah.
Like, do we want to do some?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay. So first of all, Heath does a great Ryan Reynolds impression.
Oh
and dude, it's top. It is the best.
That's
so
for sure.
So Dustin, I want you to pick up a scenario where we have Ryan. I was thinking about doing Ray Romano. How about that? Everybody loves Ryan. How about that? Everybody loves Ryan. I'll be Ray Romano. You'll be Ryan Reynolds. Dustin, what do you want to be?
Oh, I gotta be the older brother.
Okay, hold on. So we have this segment called
You're gonna be Brian Reynolds? Oh, you're gonna be Brad.
Brad Garrett, who I met and was the saddest giant I ever met in my life.
So we're gonna do it's called Name That Voice, and that voice is Ryan Reynolds, Ray Romano, and Sad Garrett.
Sad Garrett.
I'm working with Brad in a couple weeks. I'm gonna tell him
he's a nice guy. He's just the saddest guy.
He saw him sad. I'm just reiterating.
It was
Don't
in
say,
Las Vegas.
I like to
and he
get
was
work
watching,
at the MGM Grand before.
No,
Then
he
ruin my
was
career.
super nice. No, he was super nice. It was in a green room in Las Vegas, and I sat next to him, and he was watching a TV, and there was like a Tyler Perry show, and he went, "I never get booked for this shit." And he stood up and he walked over to the craft table, and he went, "Other people want spring rolls," and walked away. And I was like,
That's
"Dude, he's
hilarious.
having the worst day."
That's hilarious. But dude, that must be fun performing at. I'm sure he is. Watch if I ever work, he's gonna go up to me. He's like, "So you called me Sad Garrett?" Watch, it's gonna happen, dude. You called me Sad Garrett. That's what you did. Watch, it's gonna say
This
that.
is gonna suck. My voice is not anything.
Hold on, this is what Dustin. I love this segment called "Name That Voice."
Me, myself, and I presents Name That Voice.
All right, so what's the scenario, Dustin? What do you want?
Okay. Okay, so it's a Everybody Loves Raymond like setup, like an episode setup.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing? No, I'm asking you.
Yes, that's what we're doing. That's. I thought you were just setting up.
I'm like asking you.
Improv.
Is that what was?
This
that
is a weird. This is doing improv. This is a sitcom setup. We have our papers.
You know, the show's called Me, Myself, and I. You're in control of all of this.
You're right.
Okay, so we got to think of a situation. So Sad Garrett, Ryan Reynolds, and Ray Romano are discussing why Deborah's mad at Ray.
Okay. All right, so I'll go. Oh, Deborah. Oh.
I told you not to marry her. She was the worst.
No, you didn't give me the proper advice. You just said I don't like her. You know I can't react to that. No.
I told you I slept with her at your wedding, and it was a bad idea.
No, you said that she would call me back and marry me after you had sex with her.
Must be nice to have anybody to love you at all.
All right, you gentle giant of a man. Could you carry me on your shoulders? On your back and climb a mountain like Andre the Giant?
It's so creepy how good that voice is. Like, it's creeping me out.
You know what's creepy? The video, like, he slows down, and then it's like he's ventriloquisting. He's a ventriloquist to himself, as Ryan Reynolds.
Listen.
Ryan Reynolds. You want to do one more?
Dude, I love two Brads or Ryan in a pizza place. This is such a good
I know, right?
episode.
So Heath, were your parents funny? Were your parents funny people?
No. In fact,
no? Just all you?
I don't know where I got my sense of humor from, because it was not them. My parents are very conservative. Make sure you go to college, do all this stuff. So I was going to be a nurse for the longest time. So when I told them I was going to be a stand-up comedian for a living, with a wife and two kids, that did not go over well at first.
I could see that, especially going down the nurse path.
Oh man, like, you said you were going to be a nurse. Okay, that was a respectable job. And my dad's like, yeah, what she said. That's
insane that, like, your parents are just so different than mine. If I told my dad I was going to be a nurse, like Irish Catholic Vietnam vet, it would be just completely different. He'd be like, "You sure you don't want to be a comedian?"
Yeah.
Totally different.
My parents came around, don't get me wrong, but
of
it
course
took them a little bit. And I think,
when you come from go ahead.
When you come from a small town in Idaho, like, there's no entertainers coming out of my small town. Like that wasn't a thought. Like you get a job, you take care of your family, you know, you don't go out there and chase your dreams. Okay, that's ridiculous. That's for hippies.
Yeah, that's sci-fi.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's not real life. Let's watch our picture show.
So do you feel like you were the one that broke the mold?
But I think actually one of the cool moments I did have we've had a couple people out of my town, even out of my class that I graduated with, that have done some cool things. One's a professional opera singer who does stuff out on Broadway and stuff like that. And another one is a dancer who was on, she was on, what is it? America's Best Dance Crew. Her crew was the first women crew to win.
Nice.
And they did super well. She's been on Oprah and Ellen and done all sorts of stuff. So those are to name a few. But as far as comedy, yeah, I broke the comedy mold when I came out of 20.
You're the
That's
captain.
awesome. That's so cool, though. Because, yeah, you did, man. I mean, you kind of put Boise on the map when you were coming up in ranks and you were coming to Laughs Unlimited.
You know,
you're starting to get steam.
Yeah. You know,
and
it was, well, coming out of Boise was difficult anyway, because, you know, I think in any comedy scene, there's this crowd mentality. You know, there's a lot of comics that are local that want to try and keep you down. And I was totally different because every comic in Boise wanted to freaking be like, oh my gosh, Doug Stanhope. You know, it wanted to be
the smoking and drinking and talking about.
Say whatever I want, you know, and I'm gonna, you know, they'll love me for it. No, they don't love you for it. They think you're super offensive and they don't laugh at you.
Right.
The only people laughing at you are the comics in the back of the room because you're eating it. Like they don't. When the comics are laughing at you in the back of the room, it's generally not a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, and they're also not going to buy your merchandise or tickets. So
and I've always told people, what other comics in the back, what the comics in the back of the room are thinking does not matter because they're not the ones buying tickets. What you want to do is make your audience the people that you're playing to. And don't get me wrong, there's some great comics out of Boise and guys that have done some great things. And I have utmost respect for a lot of them. And there's some that I don't, you know, so, but that's every scene, you know what I mean? But I've always tried to treat people well and be good. And, you know, I've had some comics throw me quite a bit of shade because they started before me. And then I went out and actually worked my ass off to get where I'm at. And
it happens to anyone at any time, though. That's the thing.
So,
that the moment happens. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. You can be doing it for 2 years and blow up out of nowhere.
Yeah, man, it doesn't matter if you've got it. And here's what I say: if you are legitimately a funny person and you have the work ethic, you'll make it in some capacity. Whether you know, it doesn't mean you might not be famous, but you can make a living. And you know, a lot of comics are, you know, they're artists, right? And what do you hear when you hear the word artist? Starving artists, right? So it's like, they don't know how to work the business side. Or
how did you manage to juggle the business side when COVID hit, when everyone was getting shut down? How did you manage to pull through?
I got on TikTok. I really did.
You've got some funny stuff on TikTok, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Very funny stuff.
My daughter got me doing it. So she was like, you need to get on TikTok. What the hell is TikTok? She's like, you know, you do dances and stuff. I'm like, sweetie, I don't dance. She's like, no, you do like funny videos and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. So my first video I did was it was this Thomas Peebles character that I do on there. And me and my daughter were going to make Rice Krispie treats. That was it. So I just put on this stupid hat and then the voice came out. As soon as I pressed record, I was like, hi, y'all, my name's Thomas Peebles and we're here and I'm here with my daughter Chestnut. We're going to make some Rice Krispies today. Let's do this. And then my wife kept coming into the video, and this was a video for me and my daughter. And so I'm like, all right, baby, okay, sugar pudding. I named her Sugar Pudding. My Sugar Pudding, could you just this is for me and Chestnut. So you could sleep, that'd be great. And then she just pop her head and be like, damn it, baby. Like
That's great.
Anyway.
We got one right here.
This is doing dishes with Thomas Peoples.
Oh,
What you gonna need? You gonna need Jackass and your favorite daughter. Oh, damn it, Chip.
So stupid.
It's
Awesome.
so I honestly feel like though TikTok, like, I know that a lot of comedians kind of like scoff and look at it as like a lesser form of entertainment, but when I first joined TikTok, it was the hardest like equation to crack. It's so hard to be like, you got to be funny in a minute, and like especially when like I'm a storytelling type of comedian, so like I need 10 minutes to tell you a funny story, and having to break
get
that
there
down to a
now.
minute. Yeah, it's really, really hard.
Look at this, another TikTok video.
Did you win at least? Well, I got second place. I'm the runner-up of the fight. So you lost. I believe so. Derek, you got another fight at school?
Just the big head, just so easy, man. So easy stuff. And you do really, your whole family does really well with it.
It's okay.
Man,
so I have to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just getting. You brought up the family thing.
Yeah.
And I brought it up to Mike just before the show started. Your son is so incredibly talented, and it's so frustrating to me because I had such a hard time in comedy starting out, and he just seemed like such a natural up there. I watched 2 full sets of his on YouTube, and I was blown away with just how comfortable he looked. And how do you feel now? Like you had parents that were very like, this is the cookie cutter pattern of what you got to follow in life. How do you feel now, kind of giving him a more creative outlet?
I'm really proud of myself. And I'm gonna give myself
pass on the
back.
legacy.
No, what's interesting about him is he actually came to me when he was 6 years old. He came up to me because we were doing my wife was running for Mrs. Idaho, and we were doing a fundraiser show, and my son came to me. He's like, hey Dad, I want to help. And I'm like, well, what do you want to do, take tickets or something? He's like, no, I want to perform. I'm like, well, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to tell jokes. I'm like, do you have any jokes? He's like, no, that's what you're for. So all I did was ask him a couple questions about things that bothered him. And I was like, so what don't you like? And he's like, obviously he talked about his sister. And then, so we did a little joke about that, but then he's also like, and also I don't like going to the bathroom at the store. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Is that them screaming in the background? Look at, he got the dad look.
Oh, he did get the dad. He went to dad profile.
He did. He's like, let me tell you about my wonderful kid.
He did.
They're right there. Stop it. I will knock you out.
No. So he, what was I saying? They heckled me. Freaking jerks every time.
He's talking about not going to the bathroom and.
Go to the
bathroom store. He doesn't like going there because the small urinal was always taken by some adult man. So like that short one, there's only one short one.
That's a good observation for a kid to know that.
No, he was just like, I can never go to the bathroom, or I have to sit and wait. So I was like, oh, that's a great premise. So I decided, we figured this joke out where he walks in the bathroom and he's like, and the big guy's using the small urinal, so now I got to use the big one. He's like, so, and this little kid looking up, he's like, how am I going to do this? So he's like, hilarious. And then he goes to the audience. He's like, do you know how much? Yeah, he's like, do you know how much arc I have to get to be able to hit the toilet? So picture a 6-year-old saying this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He gets a standing ovation. You know what I mean?
Wow.
The kid performed in front of a 1,500 seat theater when he was 8.
Wow.
So he knows what that feels like. He knows that energy.
The set I saw was when he was 15 or 13, I think, and he was talking about puberty, and he had the pamphlet, and I was like, wow, like this is a kid that like has a bit, and he has it structured where it's like, I hit this thing, this thing, this thing, and just like his opening line was like, in 8 years I'm legal, like was such a great open. It's so, he just looked so natural and at ease up there.
And by the way, that was not in his set. Like it just, he said that. And there was this, I actually performed with him at a club. He did, because at Wise Guys Comedy Club in Utah, it's 16 and up. So he can actually perform there. Oh, so wow. I put him on this stage, and there was a really drunk group. Like the crowd was turning on them. Kick them out! All sorts of stuff. Before my son went on. And they get kicked off right before he goes on stage. He gets up there, and the first thing he just looks at the audience. Well, that does it. I'm never drinking.
Oh, nice.
Nice. And just immediately the crowd's just like, So
wow.
He took the elephant in the room, made a joke about it, and then went into a set. And he had the audience immediately.
Wow.
So does he have aspirations, like, or is that something that not obviously you wouldn't force, but something you'd be interested in, like a father-son comedy thing? I can't think of anything.
Are you thinking about managing him?
Yeah,
just managing him on his own.
Yeah, it's my retirement plan.
There you
so
go.
I'm really trying to. I want to do a 2-man show with him. I'm trying to.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm really trying to figure out what that looks like. As he's going into, and how much longevity is with it. Where he's a teenager now, and moving into where he's more of an adult, and how that looks. Because it changes as he gets older. So, but he loves stand-up. He loves improv. He loves acting. So he just loves performance. He's a great singer. He does musical theater.
Wow.
Does all that stuff. So he's 100 million times more talented than me.
Then your wife is also an actress and a singer, right?
Yes, and she's a writer. She does improv comedy as well. So we're kind of we're a performance family. My daughter dances. So it's we love the stage. Both my kids are getting ready to do a musical. So I don't know. I can't be more proud, to be honest with you.
Yeah, wow. So, you guys are like the Kardashians with actual talent. Like,
yeah.
It's insane. It's like what the Kardashians would be if they had like a contribution to society.
Yeah, I really want to do. I've been toying with this idea of a sitcom based on my family and having basically being a performing family, and trying to make it in different areas.
Oh yeah, it's like modern day Partridge Family.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. And the 2-man show sounds so interesting with you and your son, just because how many sets did, younger comics have about, having to like coexist with their fathers. And so to have a set at the beginning of a show of that, and then to possibly have you go up and have a callback by talking about the same situation, but from your point of view. It's just so original and different.
You know what's cool? What's cool about all of this too is your son is not going to be like the performer's son that's following his dad's shadow.
No,
he already started, and like have you seen Richard Pryor's son do stand up?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he got booed at the Apollo.
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Horrific. And I feel bad for the guy, but he had such a huge shadow to jump in out of nowhere. Right. But your son already has his own. He's paving his own way, and your whole family is paving their own way without you, with and without you at the exact same time. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people that are
writing his coattails.
What's that?
Right.
I'm gonna write his coattails.
Do it, man.
You're gonna
when he blows up.
You're gonna write off your next dry bar after his first dry bar.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, Heath, I know it's getting late, but do you have any advice for any young up and comers that want to get into improv and stand up?
Honestly, when it comes to the business side, know your value, know where you're at within the business world of comedy. Don't try and jump in too quick before you're ready with certain things, corporate gigs. There's a lot of comics that think they can do it, and it's a different world. It's tough, and don't do it. And don't do a corporate for $300. It's insulting to other corporate comics.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm just saying, do a corporate. They have the money. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, this is feeling personal now.
What's that?
And this is feeling personal. 300 is a lot for me.
You know what? You need to up your value. So I haven't seen your stand-up, but Mike, is he worth the 1,000?
Yeah.
For clean?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, as I said, for clean.
yeah.
No, because you shouldn't do a corporate gig for less than 1,000. You just shouldn't do it. So
it's because you have to go through all these stipulations and you got to jump through ropes and everything.
Yeah, because it's not easy. It's literally feels like work. Some corporate gigs are just awesome, and you're like, oh, this is great. And then some, you're like, this is for the paycheck. I'm doing this for the paycheck. We're gonna get through this.
Can you not say the word red? Don't say the word red. It's like in corporate rules.
Can they really get that specific corporate gigs?
Dude, I had a corporate. Well, I'll keep this story short, but I got a last minute corporate gig from a booker. Called me, said, "Hey, I had a fallout. Can you go do this?" It's in 15 hours, and it's in Montana.
Oh.
So the drive itself was 12 hours.
Right.
So he's like, if you leave right now, you could.
If you leave right now.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I did. I got on the road, took off, and they said, well, the other thing is he's like, I gave them 3 comics to look at, and they really want you. So I was like, awesome. Anyway, so I go there, and when I show up, the lady's like, okay, you have to do the Mormon material that you did, because I used to tell some Mormon jokes. Being a Mormon myself, I did these Mormon jokes, and they weren't offensive. If anything, they were giving people information about stuff. So she says, you got to do it. I'm like, I'm sure, because I usually don't do any kind of religious material, political or anything at corporate events, which is just a rule of thumb. Don't do it. Just don't. Mm-hmm. Because it can go sideways real quick. But she's like, no, that's what that's what made me want to hire you. I'm like, okay, right. So within the first 10, I'm supposed to do an hour. Within the first 10 minutes, I do my Mormon material, and there's a big table. There's about 300 people there. There's a big round table of 8 people. As soon as I get done with my Mormon jokes, the whole table stands up and walks out of the room. In the front.
Oh no.
And it was the owner of the company. So
oh my God.
I could not get a laugh to save my life for the next 50 minutes.
Oh,
it was the
God.
worst. I wanted to quit. You know what I did? I got my money. I got in my car. And I drove home.
Hell yeah.
12 hours back home.
I had a hotel. I hadn't slept. I mean, think about this. I drove 12 hours to get there. Didn't have any downtime really before the show. I got a shower and did all that stuff, got ready, went to the show. And then after that, I wanted to cry. I want to quit. I was like, this is terrible. This is the worst thing I've ever experienced in comedy so far. Oh. Because, and then it got worse as I'm driving, and I'm like keeping myself awake at like 7 a.m. The booker calls me. What the freak happened? She's like, what? They want their money back. I'm like, oh, that woke me up.
Oh,
I'm like, no, they're not getting their money back. Okay. I said, here's
Ryan Reynolds right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are not getting their money back. They're gonna take it up the ass. So, no, they wanted their money back, and I'm like, I told the guy, I'm like, they made me do the material. Okay. The lady who booked me said that's why they hired me, was to do that material. She thought it would be funny for her boss and did not tell him. That's what happened. So
I hate that. I hate that office humor. I think it'd be a great idea.
Oh yeah, let's poke fun at the boss's religion.
Oh wow.
Yes. So so here's the deal. Like, and to be honest with you guys, like I said, the Mormon material wasn't offensive in no way, except for I did was oh man, it's been so long. I did because I did a couple of celebrity impressions, and I did different celebrities as Mormon missionaries. And so I did the impression. You know, I did Christopher Walken as a Mormon missionary. I did Snoop Dogg.
Let's see Snoop Dogg as that.
I gotta hear your Snoop Dogg.
I gotta hear Snoop Dogg.
I don't even know if I can do it, man. Hold on. What did I say? Here we go. Snoop Doggy Dogg knocking at your door. Gonna tell you a little story about a man named Joe.
Love it. Love it.
It was stupid.
Damn, Joe. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So it was
wow.
He's probably offensive. He's probably offended that I had a black guy as a Mormon.
Well, I think it's
that's
more,
what it was.
Yeah,
I think black guy that was a Mormon.
I think
we don't
it's
mind
more
anything
that
else.
Snoop Dogg's in a wheelchair in Training Day, and I think they just probably knew your history with wheelchair jokes.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
That's how you up the bit, dude. You make Snoop Dogg the wheelchair guy in your bit. I'm gonna save this motherfucker. You should get dreadlocks too, dude.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Snoop
Dogg is on the row. Awesome, man, dude. Heath, thank you so much for your time, man. I know it's late over there, but you got any? Are you coming back to SAG anytime soon?
I'm working on it. I'm trying to get back in at Laughs. I was there last July. It was during pandemic time. So now that the things are kind of opening up a little bit, I'm hoping to get back in there. Hopefully either this summer or the fall. So
dude, let us know, man. We'd love to see you and see you live. By the way, folks, you can follow Heath on Instagram at Heath Harmison on IG. You can also follow the Adorkable one on Instagram /Adorkable Dustin Wood. If you're just tuning in, you can check the rebroadcast of the show at youtube.com/MikeBComedy. Heath, before I go, I always like to end the show with a prayer, but not by me, by Sam Elliott. And now, a prayer from Sam Elliott.
Dear Heavenly Father, give me the strength, for I don't have any patience for stupidity anymore. Everywhere I go, I see someone doing something stupid. I just want to smack them across the head, but I can't, dear Father, for you are the dude of this universe. Dear Lord, we're in a pandemic and I'm starting to lose my cool. All I want to do is sit in my leather chair, smoke a Marlboro Red, and drink a beer. Coors, America's beer. Lone Star Barbecue. Amen.
So there's my prayer for you, sir.
That was amazing.
That's awesome, man. I wish you safe travels with everything. And you're going to be at the MGM Grand this weekend?
I'll be there a couple weeks. It'll be 2 weeks. I'll be at the MGM.
What are you doing this weekend? Where are you at this weekend?
This weekend, I'm off. I just got off the road from a month being out in the Midwest.
Oh, so, wow.
Because I was doing Looney Bin comedy clubs out there. They have 4 clubs, so I did all 4. And then, but next week I'll actually be in St. George, Utah. If any of you are out there, I'll be performing at the Fox Theater.
Nice, dude.
So I'll be doing that next weekend. So.
Well, everyone keep supporting Heath. And Heath, it's always a pleasure seeing you, man. And I love your Ryan Reynolds impression, man. It is the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, so man. Much. It was an honor getting to talk to you, man. I'm a big fan, and it was awesome, man.
Can you do me one favor as Ryan Reynolds? Do you mind?
Yeah, I can try.
Do you mind saying when I'm as Ryan Reynolds, just talk about how much fun you had on Me, Myself, and I?
I didn't know what to expect being on
me, myself, and I. But what I do know is that I had to wear my white pants.
Chimichanga.
Chimichangas.
All right, Heath. Well, thank you very much, brother.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
You guys take care.
All right.
Me, myself, and I.
Wow, what
It's
a great
me,
show
myself,
tonight. Super
and
chill.
I.
Super awesome. I love talking to Heath. Love
Me,
working with
myself,
him.
and
By the way, you
I.
can follow him on Instagram at Heath Harmison.
It's me, myself, and
Follow
I.
the Adorkable one on Instagram.com/AdorkableDustinWood. And don't forget to watch the rebroadcast on YouTube.com/MikeBComedy. Folks, it's been a wonderful weekend. Or it's going to be a wonderful weekend because it's Thursday, Friday Eve. I want you to have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget, this Sunday is Easter. And what is the one thing we care about Easter? Funny bunny. Right, Dustin? Dustin knows. Go ahead, say something. Say something to Funny Bunny, Dustin. No, Dustin doesn't want to. Okay, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I get it. But anyways, folks, you have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.